Hi everyone, Dr. Ernie from Posterior. Today we've got some great personal training advice helping you train your clients to avoid the mistakes they typically make with posterior chain training. Hope you enjoy. So when it comes to personal training advice for posterior chain workouts, one of the most common topics that I go over with personal trainers that I teach is the faulty mechanics between the abdominal muscles and the glute muscles. Many of our clients, because they sit for so long and have tight hip flexor muscles, have a slight anterior pelvic tilt where the pubic bone is lower than the tailbone. As such, the abdominals weaken because they become lengthened in this chronic posture. And when the abdominals weaken, they can't support the pelvic tilt correctly, so the lower back muscles begin to overwork in response to glute training. So whether you're training in a squat, whether you're training in a lunge, an SLD, whatever you're doing, if you're creating posterior chain tension, many times the relationship between the erector spinae or back muscles is such that as that anterior pelvic tilt occurs, the glute muscles are going to weaken and the lower back erector spinae are going to overtense and overcompensate. This leads to injury, discompression, and a lack of performance because the glute, that's the prime mover, isn't being contracted to its maximal amount. Now in severe cases, you can actually watch your client as they perform a squat or a straight-legged deadlift, and as the initial motion occurs, many times what you'll notice is the tailbone actually tilts up just a little bit as they begin the movement. This is a sure indication that the abs aren't participating to hold the pelvis in the right position, and the erector spinae muscles are overfiring and pulling that tailbone up. In minor cases where this isn't as visible of a change, you can still feel that by placing one hand on the back and one hand on the side of their hip by their glute. As they begin their descent, what you'll notice is that there'll be more tension in the back than there will be in the glute, or upon changing directions of movement from the bottom to the top, you're going to notice as they come out of that bottom position, the lower back's going to tense more than the glute. Both of these lead to injury and decreased performance. So the way we're going to get around this is we're going to train the client to keep a slight posterior pelvic tilt tension, meaning they're going to use their abdominal muscles to elevate the pubic bone up and tuck the tail under slightly. Now, depending on the client, if you go under too much, that's actually going to hurt their lower back. So you just need a little bit of tension to recruit or engage those abdominal muscles and hold them firm as you go through your squatting motion. If you do this, what you'll notice is if you go back to that palpation or feeling the muscles, the erector spinae in the back, which are just an inch off to both sides of the spine, will relax with less tension, and you'll be able to actually have the client consciously grip more with their buttocks. If they're just trying to squeeze their buttocks through a squat or any posterior chain exercise, many times neurologically it won't work. The lower back muscles will kick in anyway. But by using that posterior pelvic tilt tension where they're just tucking the tail under a little bit, raising the pubic bone just a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, and generating a lot of abdominal tension, there's a reciprocal inhibition of the abdominal muscles that allow those lower back muscles to relax just a little bit and allow the glute muscles to be recruited much more for the posterior chain work. If you'd like to learn more great tips and advice on personal training, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We got a lot of great videos out there. Questions or comments, write in. As always, I'll do my best to answer them. If you want to help me share this valuable information on personal training advice with other personal trainers, give me a thumbs up below. And again, if you're looking for a great course to learn biomechanics, how to analyze your personal training clients, how to improve their performance through mechanics, how to decrease injuries, how to program them correctly based on mechanical considerations, check out our essential crash course for personal trainers.